You're watching Drake Queen Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Queen Gaming. It's Minotaur on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you to the Let's Play episode of Minotaur Hotel. So y'all, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming not safe for work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, we're up, and let's go. Alright. Just got up. Coda looks over to Asterion. Even without meeting the dragon's eyes, the Minotaur can feel how contemplative the other man's gaze is. Perceptive indeed. Asterion continues to play, his eyes on some distant point out in the shifting sands. However, his ear flicks, an open invitation for the dragon to speak. Mr. Asterion, will you allow me one more question? Please, go ahead. Have you ever felt the pain of loss? Like some integral part of you had been scooped out of your chest, and all you can do is beg to turn to stone. A sharp twang slices through the peaceful moment, making both Asterion and Coda wince. The Minotaur's hand moves to still the thrumming chord, but like his earlier words, the sound can't be taken back and silenced. He stares out at the wasteland surrounding the hotel. He wasn't expecting an echo of the thoughts that pulled him out of the warmth of slumber from one of the guests. His finger moves back to the strings and plucks out a single note, and then another. And another. Once more, the silence is filled with that sweet liquor that has kept their tongues loose so far. I have. Truth be told, that is one of the reasons that my family and the Masters have maintained this hotel. We have hoped to make it a place of healing. From wounded war veterans to those with nowhere else to go, we have strived to provide a place of comfort and security for all who pass through our doors. A noble effort, to be sure. How long have you been searching for your companion, Mr. Coda, if I may ask? The dragon opens his mouth, closes it again, and then a faint, sick laugh slips from his jaws. Long enough to nearly forget the beginning of my search. At least a century since I set out from Nihon. Coda slumps against the wall, bone deep weariness to every line on his scaled face. I sometimes wonder if I will ever find him. Old faces drift before Asterion's eyes. Father Minos and Mother Pasiphae, Ariadne, Joseph, Jean-Marie, Alexios. While you live, shine. Asterion blinks and then ducks his head, a sweet wine of song that has kept his tongue loose enough to let the thoughts that had driven him from his bed slip out. Sorry, I was lost in thought. But if you will allow me... Coda says nothing, but a glance to the dragon lets Asterion meet the other lonely man's attentive gaze for the briefest of moments, long enough for the spark of understanding that had been smoldering in the early dawn darkness to flare. It is good to hold on to the memories of your companion, especially if you are sure that he is out there somewhere. And perhaps, if he is like you, he may make his way through our doors one of these days. But that's beside the point. Keep in mind that the past can consume and leave you blind to the present. Many of our guests in the past have had that problem. So obsessed were they with what had been that they could not see what could be. Forgive me, I'm overstepping my bounds. There you go. Coffee time. Oh yeah, that's so good. Oh yeah. No, you are wise, Asterion. Once more, the two turn their gazes out to the desert, to the sky above, so much vaster than their tiny lives. Despite a certain someone's presence, I had fun last night. It's been long since I've just rested and talked with companions over a meal. I was hoping that during my stay you would allow me to interview any other guests that come by to see if they may be able to offer some lead in my search. But this... He gestures around himself, to Asterion nearby, strumming on his lyre, the porch all around them, sheltering them from the cool pre-morning air. The view splayed out before them, beautiful even of its desolation. Just this is something I've been missing almost as dearly. You're welcome to stay as long as you like. Thank you. A smile flutters across Coda's face, but then twists into a small scowl. If only it wasn't for a certain someone in charge of that bar. Asterion hums, allowing the notes drifting through the air to punctuate his next words. Mr. Luke can be too much. He is crude and crass, and often says the worst thing at the direst of times. But despite that, he is also a diligent worker. And can you say the same? And can you say your time in his bar was completely unpleasant? I suppose not. Asterion looks over to meet Coda's eyes. You must give at least some credit to him for that. What happened yesterday was unpleasant. That I saw with my own eyes. However, are you going to let it color the rest of your experience here? If you two are going to be in close proximity to each other, would it not be better to allow what happened in the past to remain there? Water under the bridge, Kota's gaze drops to his lap, where his fingers fidget against one another. His nostrils flare as he huffs. He murmurs something that Asterian's flicking ear can't catch, then sighs. I will think about it. While you do, would you like to sleep listening to me play while we watch the sunrise together? Chapter 11. The Expedition. You awaken, but unlike the other days, it is not because of the clopping of hooves. No, this fine morning you leap out of bed with a breathless urgency. There's the distant but unmistakable sound of a flute. A chill snakes up your spine to the back of your skull. As soon as you get out of your room, you find Asterian sitting at the dinner table, looking at his own hands, speechless. As the sound of your footsteps makes his head jerk to you, ears whipping around. Visions of Argos, the snake, are already flashing through the Minotaur's mind. You tell him to stay. Today you'll deal with the foreman by yourself. Second, y'all. Coffee time. You make your way down. The snake's wooden flute beckons you. The melody is at times disconcerting in how large the gaps between the notes are. So much is left to the imagination. It's more of a tribal call than it is a song. One you'd hear as a sign between villages sending messages to each other. The notes draw your steps forward. The loose rocks at the bottom of the hotel shudder as you hop from one to the other. It's a balancing act. Each one a scale shifting under your weight. You keep your feet tense and arms spread out. At times, it's almost as if the rocks sway in your favor to keep your center of gravity aligned. It's beautiful. I swear to God, it's black. That's like the view from Black Mesa or something. Alright, second. Alright, okay. You feel the sun's warmth on your head first, combing over your skull. Then the pinks, oranges, and blues of the land are laid before you. There at the threshold, it is clear how the wind howls and groans as it slithers into the hotel's cave and crawls upwards. A constant chilly breeze prickles your skin, but it's not altogether unpleasant. The cold makes your inner warmth all the more alive. It is you, a flickering speck of humanity, against the unyielding majesty of this haunted valley. And yet, the snake's song hangs heavy. At times Argos runs out of breath, and a dry cough cuts its way through the valley. He does not seem to notice you. The snake scares remains on his little wooden flute, as if there was little else in the world aside from it. In fact, he sways from side to side, either nauseous or dizzy, breathing through his mouth. Ah, what a wretched life, to be whipped by this merciless sun, frozen by the fearsome night, parched by the dead air, and worst of all, starved by human harshness. He seems to not have noticed you, but he perches atop the statue and speaks with all the dramatic flair of an actor on a stage. I'm here, you know. I can hear everything you're saying. Ah, my lord, when did you arrive? Please, forgive my insolence. He scrambles about, smoothing over his cloak to make it tidy and presentable. Again, my lord, I am frightfully sorry for my inadequate state. Did something happen to you? Is there any problem? Ah, it happens that I have starved a bit over the last few days. I could only scavenge enough bugs to lull myself to sleep. As for water, all I could find was a muddy, stagnant pool inside a grotto. Were I not a snake, I would have perished already. Please, my lord, today I have come to your doorstep to ask, beg, in truth, for you to reconsider. Grant me the rights to summon my own food and home. Well, why would I do that? You're here to torture Asterian, which, as you can see, is not something I intend on allowing. Why should I give you anything? Why do you think you're even welcome here in the first place? My lord, I am your most loyal follower. The first punishment is our duty, both yours and mine. I am the one and only who shall follow you to the very end. I was born to serve you. It is the reason why this valley begat me from its entrails. Please, grant me food and I shall provide my worth. My dedication is without bounds. I wasn't aware they could starve. The last few nights I have eaten nothing but insects, the lowliest of creatures roaming this valley. Such indignity is unbecoming of my role as a foreman. But that I will do 1,000 times if it means receiving your favor. Please, I can already hear the flowing waters of the Styx. Well, it was worth a try. For your information, I have indeed been living off of bugs, and I hate it. What a fiendish master you are. First you trick your one and only follower, he who awaited a lifetime for you, and now you would have him starve. How warm would it be to bathe your hands in my lifeblood? Is that what you desire? What if I do? Is there a rule against it? You silver-tongued serpent. Which means we are kindred spirits, you and I. I know how you think. You want something else in exchange, so let's get down to business. If you like the hybrid so much, there is something I have which will interest you. It is quite a simple affair. I found a bottle of wine, a special kind which heals the Minotaur. It is quite a rare thing nowadays, since it cannot be willfully created by the masters. It has a penchant for appearing mostly, but not exclusively here in the valley. Of course, I am forbidden from drinking it. It is useless to me anyway, so I am willing to part with it if certain conditions are met. What do you say, master? Are you willing to barter with this humble servant? Yes, but I want to know exactly what your terms are before I get involved. Of course. In fact, I want you to listen very carefully to my conditions. They are very specific. I've been thinking about them for such a long time. You put it like that, it's almost as if there was some kind of twist. Just an honorable snake like yourself wouldn't do that, would you? Me? Trick the master? I'd never. You see, it is my duty to make sure you become a right and proper master, and that includes teaching you the importance of contracts, both written and verbal. Let's discard all pretense, yes? Allow yourself to be tricked, and I will take the opportunity. But know that it's for your own good, master. It will be a magnificent learning opportunity either way. Now, I shall recite my conditions. Good. Go on. Let's get this over with. Just last night, after I finished my prayers and rites, I found a bottle of wine. Now, I thought about giving it to you. After all, you are the Lord. But why not take this as a fun bonding moment? I shall give it to you if you do this one specific thing for me. I want you to prove your piety to the divine. After all, the realm's master is supposed to serve them and enact their will, is he not? In ancient times, a hecatomb would be enacted. 100 bulls would be sacrificed to the gods. But today's humans seldom enjoy getting their hands dirty. Here's what must be done. Further to the east, you'll still find a dry river bed beside an old, broken-down set of kilns. There you'll find a fitting sacrifice. There should be a bundle with a hardened lump, not too different from coal, inside the most decayed of all kilns. You must take the offering and burn it, dedicating it to the divine. To the south of the hotel, the valley goes further down, until it reaches a plateau. There is a path to its top where you will find shrines to a few deities. Old, majestic shrines to the gods, created by the deities themselves when this realm was born. Pick any of the god-made shrines and burn the offering. Wait, do you only give me this bottle if I venture into the valley and fetch this thing? First of all, how can I be sure this is not a fake bottle? How can I know you're not giving me fake false directions? It is absolutely necessary for me to prove the piety to the... And is it absolutely necessary to prove the piety to the gods in this way? Can I just order you to give me the bottle since... Pah! In the name of the gods, why so many questions, master? I'm giving you a kind offer. I'll admit expecting some effort on your part, and this is how you repay me, pelting me with questions. Because you're a... torturer. Very well, let's make a game out of this, shall we? I've had enough of your games, Argos. Would you rather I answered none of your inquiries, master? Fine. What do you want? I'll repeat everything I just said. You can interrupt me at any time to ask what you want, but I will only allow you to do it 3 times. 3 times? Yes. 9 terms, 3 interruptions. I would say that is fair. Oh. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Armor. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to your ultimate tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to not safe for work content as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!